Okay, now we go into phrasal structures in Arabic. Okay, there are 3 kinds of phrasal structures in Arabic. This is the first, this is the second, and this is the third. Now what I want you to, let's begin with the easiest one, which is called the relative structure. Okay, let's write the meaning first. What's the meaning of alladhina kafaru billah? Those who disbelieve in Allah. Okay. Waw alif. What's the meaning of waw alif here? They, right? They. Okay. Now, this, what I'm going to share with you is 100% common sense. Okay, it's just that in Arabic you just need to do it grammatically. Okay. So it means those who disbelieve in Allah. No problem in that. But in Arabic, what you need to do is you have to sort of, when we go to the functions, we call this relative noun. Okay, and a relative noun means this noun has to relate to something. Relate to something. Without something else, it is not relatable. It's like relatives, kan? Relatives are not called relatives unless they are related to others. Okay, so who is the relative of alladhina? Alladhina, the relative of alladhina, if in Malay it's dia nampak lebih jelas, because in Malay it means yang. So there has to be something connected to yang apa. Okay, so we call this relative structure. Everything is relative structure. So it consists of relative noun and whatever comes after it, which is called relative phrase, which is the verbal sentence itself. Okay, verbal sentence. Okay, and this plus this and plus, you see this? Is waw alif and alladhina the same? Yes, right? So this is what in Arabic they call a'id. This pronoun returns. This is the returner plus returner. Okay, so whenever you see a relative noun, that means there is a relative structure. So you would find the verbal sentence after it and call it the relative phrase that comes after the relative noun, and there will be a subject there which returns to the relative noun, which is alladhina. It's as straightforward as that. That's it. Okay, what's the benefit of this? The benefit of this is for you to know the phrasal structure's extent. That means you would read alladhina kafaru billah as one thing, although it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, but it is referring to one thing, one group of people. That's the benefit of knowing a phrasal structure. One benefit of knowing a phrasal structure. Another benefit of knowing a phrasal structure is because if you don't know that this is returning to this, you would translate it as orang-orang yang kafir mereka dengan Allah, which sounds very awkward, right? So you don't translate this because it returns here. Okay, so that is the first structure, which is called the relative structure. Dah. Okay.
The relative noun and the relative structure will be the the same sentence, is can you point to other places? Alladhina is from here, but then it points to the relative structure from the next sentence or something like that.
No. It has to come right after it. So the sequence must be relative noun and then a verbal sentence, which is a relative phrase, and inside the relative phrase has a subject that goes back to the relative noun.
It was almost the returner lah.
Yeah, there must always be a returner when it is possible. When it is not possible, when the returner is not there, it's hidden, then we go to the second structure. The second structure, okay? The second structure is ma razaqnahum, meaning what we gave them. Okay? So when we talk about relative nouns, it's all about column number. Alladhina is column number what? C3, right? So it's all in C3. So ma is in C3, alladhina in C3. We are not talking about the ma, which is the negator, the negative particle. We are talking about the ma, which means what. Okay? Same thing. The first thing is relative noun. And then what do you have after that? Relative phrase, which is VSO. Right? Verb, subject, object. This is the relative phrase. And then the returner here, okay, you see, returner must refer to the same thing. Waw alif refers to they, alladhina refer to they. But is there anything here that refers to it or refers to what? No. Right? So in this case, we say that the returner is hidden. The returner is hidden is referring to it, which is synonymous with what. Okay, so it in Arabic we say who, right? Who it, who, he or it. So if there is a who, we say this is the returner. So if there's a who, it will sound like ma razaqnahumuhu. Ma razaqnahumuhu. You can't say ma razaqnahumhu because it doesn't sound right. You have to add another waw, but that's not our topic. Our topic is just that we just assume that there is a returner when there isn't any apparent one. Okay? As straightforward as that. You just have to remember that relative noun plus relative phrase and a returner. Or relative noun plus a relative phrase and a returner that is hidden if you don't find it. That's it. That's 1 month of learning relative structure. Okay?
Actually, like about grouping the
Yes, grouping it together so that you know that that's a group of phrase that should go together. So you hack it, and then you hack another layer. Okay. Once we go to hack one verse altogether, then you will see. Because before this we just hack nominal sentence, verbal sentence, phrasal structure. But when we go one verse, then you will see everything there. Now you will just see just parts of it. It may not make sense to you yet fully. Okay? So we are done with relative structure. After this, we go to the next structure. Any questions? Any more questions? No fun? Okay. This is the simplest. This is the simplest. Then we will go to the next one and the next. Karabia? Okay. Syekh? Good, Okay. I conclude with the Arabic terms. In Arabic terms, it's written down there. The Arabic terms. In case you want to learn in the traditional way, after this, the Arabic terms will be alladhina ism mausul. Ism mausul, the noun that is connected. Mausul mean from wasala, so mausul, the noun that is connected. Kata nama yang disambungkan. Disambungkan dengan apa? It is connected to the sentence after it, which is called relative phrase in Arabic is silatul mausul. It's written as silatul mausul. Penyambungan kepada apa yang disambungkan. penyambungan kepada kata penghubung. Continuation of the related noun. And then you have the returner. In Arabic it's called aid. Aid, returner. And in Hari Raya we say minal aidin wal faizin. So this aid, return. It means return. For Hari Raya tu means return to fitrah and so on. Okay, so that's the Arabic terms for it. Relative structure. Next.